I'm here with Pete Snape, who is the director of Harry Solutions. Hi, Pete. How are you?
I'm very well, thank you, Mick. How are you?
Very well, thank you.
Good.
So, kick off, Pete. Just tell us a little bit about Harry Solutions, who you are, what you do.
Yeah, so I'm Pete Snape. I own a business called Harry Solutions. We predominantly provide IT support to small and medium-sized businesses, but along our path as a growing business, we've picked up other services such as security, like CCTV and alarms, and also networks and Wi-Fi solutions.
Okay, brilliant. And what sort of customers are you dealing with, Pete?
In the IT side, we predominantly focus on property finance companies. And the reason we focus on that demographic is because they seem to fit a mold that works well for them and for us. So they're a busy environment. They have lots of branches, or they have one branch with lots of users. And they tend to be quite time poor. They're a fast-paced environment. The property and finance sector over the last 18 months has just been mental. So we found that they can't have a lot of downtime, because downtime for them means a completion can't go through, or a document doesn't get sent that needs to go by Friday. And it all just adds stress to them, and we want to take that headache and that stress away.
Yeah, and I guess quite a lot of confidential information there as well, yeah?
Absolutely, yeah. So part of the process of onboarding a customer is we'll always look at their security. We'll look at like antivirus and firewalls and lots of complicated IT jargon, and making sure that it's all secure and it's all doing what it needs to do to pull them in the direction they need to be going.
Mm-hmm. Okay, Pete. And how long have you been going? How long have you been in operation?
The business itself has been going for about 4.5 years. I took it on full time about 3 years ago.
And where does the name Harry Solutions come from?
My son's actually called Harry, so he was one of the big reasons behind starting the business. He was kind of my aspiration and a turning point in my life when he was born. So yeah, I thought it was a very fitting name.
Beautiful, beautiful. Okay, so there's obviously lots of other companies out there that do the stuff that you do. What do you think differentiates Harry Solutions to the rest?
I mean, we have a guarantee. Our guarantee differentiates us from our competitors. So on our IT side, we'll guarantee to our customers that if they have a business critical issue and that we don't have an engineer on site within an hour, then they'll get that month back. But in terms of personally, what I believe differentiates us from other businesses is our commitment to always be better. I mean, you'll have seen this, Mick, from the work that we do. I'm constantly striving for more. I'm constantly striving for that kind of perfection. And that's what differentiates us, is we actually care about our customers. We actually care about the end product that they get.
Great, good stuff. So you got through the pandemic, through COVID. How was that for you?
We were, it was a testing time. Was the pandemic. We didn't have the same overheads and the same staff levels that we do now, so we were fortunate, really, that wasn't the case. I did really feel for businesses that did have huge offices with lots of overheads and lots of staff at that time. But we used it as an opportunity just to carry on what we were doing, carry on building relationships with customers, doing the jobs that we do to the best of our ability, and asking for a referral at the end of it. And off the back of that, yeah, we made it through the other side.
And what changes did that bring about that maybe you're doing now that you weren't doing before?
Well, in terms of the equipment that comes into us, we're certainly sanitizing that than we never used to. Obviously, laptops and desktops that we pick up from clients, you used to just flip it open and start working away on it. But the pandemic brought in its own challenges of kind of infection control, which is never really anything that's fallen into IT before. Yeah. But it also gave us a good opportunity to work on our sales process, look at our products, bring in quoting systems and all sorts of bits and pieces. So yeah, it was a real great time to be in business.
Good. So what does the future look like? What challenges have you got that lie ahead?
I mean, the work off the back of the work that we've done, obviously we spoke about recruitment, haven't we? Recruitment has always been is always a challenge in itself, but it's something that's an ongoing process, and it's something that will adapt and change as we grow.
And what have you learned along the way, Pete, in those 4.5 years? What would you say you've learned about yourself?
I'd say I'm probably more resilient than I give myself credit for. I don't like to look back too often, although it is good to stand still every so often and look where you've come, but not to dwell on the challenges and the failures that you've had, because they do make you the person that you are. You've pushed through them. As long as you're pushing through them and you're always constantly moving forward, it's grown you, it's made you a more resilient person. So yeah, I'd say the ability to know your worth as a business owner and not give away time for free, because it's quite easy to do that sometimes, is to let people come in and kind of pinch time off you. You don't necessarily mind it as you're a growing business, but when you reach a certain level, it does become a burden. So yeah, the ability to stand up for yourself is great.
Yeah. So good learnings there. And just looking back again with the benefit of hindsight, knowing what you now know, what might you have done differently?
I love this question because my answer is probably quite controversial, and that's nothing. I don't think I would change anything. Like I just mentioned, it's good to stand still and look back at where you've come and the challenges you've faced. But the challenges you face have made you the person you are today. So to say, oh, I wish I'd have done that, or I wish I'd have said that, or I wish I'd have punched him when he said that. You can sit and say, I wish I shoulda, woulda, coulda, but you didn't. You've just got to deal with what's here and now, look forward to the future, and celebrate the wins that you've had along the way, but not dwell too much on the past.
Well, I'm certainly glad you didn't punch anybody, Pete. Well done. Great answers. Thank you very much.
Thank you.